concert by the SAATH-SAATH project. SAATH-SAATH in Hindustani means together, together. And what we have tried to do in the last 3 years is to bring together Indian musicians and Chinese musicians. The Indians are vocalists, the Chinese are both vocal and instrumental. We do not have the vocalist with us today, but she will be performing in Shanghai with them in 2 days' time. So I just want to say very briefly, introduce them and then enjoy the music after that. My name is Tejaswini Niranjana. I am a scholar, I'm a researcher on music and other issues. I'm currently teaching in Hong Kong at Bindhumalini University, but I've been based in India before that for a very long time. These 3 people are practitioners of Hindustani classical music. This is North Indian classical music. Bindhumalini, who we have lost for a moment due to the technology, there. She's trained also in South Indian Omkarnath music and then trained in North Indian music. Rutuja is trained in Hindustani music since a very young age and is really becoming a very important singer of the Jaipur style of music. Havaldar, again, singing on very important platforms today in India, represents the Kirana and the Agra styles of music. It's all North Indian classical music. They also sing other kinds of music, but that's not what I'm describing today at all. Zhang or Zhen, as we call him, multi-talented player of the pipa, but also has been learning Hindustani vocal music from Omkarnath. We have another colleague, Jirai, who's from the Gansu province. She's a folk singer. She could not be in this concert, but she's also performing with the SAATH-SAATH group. In fact, Bindu and Rutuja will present one song that Jirai has taught them. So the idea is not to say that here is Indian music, here is Chinese music, and we are just being on the same stage. That is not the project. The project is to really bring them together and make it possible to cross some very difficult boundaries and to see what kind of conversation can be made possible.
做一个很简单的开场 ，Tejaswini 老师 Tejaswini Niranjana 是一位现在香港岭南大学文化研究系任教的学者，但是他在3年前呢，跟新建中图像一起策划了一个叫 SAATH-SAATH 的一个系列。这个系列是把印度的3位大家在台上可见到的3位声乐的印度斯坦音乐家带到中国来，然后他们有中国的音乐家，也是大家在台上见到的张艺。以及其实我们在香港还有合作的音乐家、词作者，以及我们有一位西北的民歌手，今天他不会在现场，但是他2天之后在上海会演出。我们的目标呢是让艺术家通过在一起的方式，因为萨特这个词在印地语当中就是在一起的意思，能够在一起有一些创作。可这个创作呢，是和互相的学习、认知有关，而且要突破比较困难的一些边界。今天大家的这一场演出呢，就是以我们今天其中的4位艺术家作为主要的。那最左边，大家的右手边的第一位是宾度，他是来自南印度的凯纳尼卡的这样一个训练的传统，小时候，然后他长大了以后也学习了印度斯坦音乐，就是主要现在我们来描述北印度地区的那个传统音乐，印度斯坦音乐。宾度他自己现在也是一位音乐作曲家，然后他的右手边大家看我所说的第2位看过来是Rutuja，他是一个非常年轻的音乐家，但是他是斋普尔的这个传统的一个传承人，他也是虽然很年轻，可是已经有非常悠久的学习印度斯坦音乐的经验，也有很丰富的表演的基础，然后他的
everybody. Thank you for coming. And in case there are more places to sit, you can come and sit here on the stairs here. Please come. You can sit here if you want. There's more place here. Zen, maybe the first piece you can tell them what it is. You have to anyway translate, right?
Yeah, tell me translate.
Okay. So we are very happy to start this evening's concert with a composition which was created by Zhang, and it is on a scale called Bhairav. So he has set it to tune, and then to that tune we added lyrics in one of the Indian languages, and then Zen again translated that into Chinese, and they're very happy to present that.
第一首是张毅写的一首印度斯坦音乐的曲子，然后他们三位呢会用他们自己的印度的某一种语言来进行表演。
这个是我跟他老师学习这个印度音乐，然后我写了一首这个他们传统的叫 Bhairav 这个 Raga 里这样的一个歌。然后呢，这个歌词由他们三位共同完成，是用印地语完成的。然后呢，就是我也把他们歌词翻译成了中文。
这个味道。
为什么你的心如此游荡？这是什么愿望？回到内心宁静，回到内心宁静。为什么你的心如此游荡？这是什么愿望？回到内心宁静，回到内心宁静。अब बताओ का तू ढूंढे आस ये लागत तरपत का है राखो रे सबर मनवा प्यारे मनवा तोरा भटकत का है भटकत का है भटकत का है।
इत उत बन बन निस दिन राह तकत हो इत उत बन बन निस दिन राह तकत हो मन ही मन उलझ सुलझ भीतर सब मिल जावे मन ही मन उलझ सुलझ भीतर सब मिल जावे मन बातोरा बरकत का है अब बताओ का तू आस ये लागत तरपत का है राखो रे सबर मनवा प्यारे मनवा तोरा भटकत का है अब बताओ का तू ढूंढे आस ये लागत तरपत का है राखो रे सबर मनवा प्यारे मनवा तो मनवा अब बताओ का तू ढूंढे आस ये लागत भटकत का राखो रे सबर मनवा तोरा भटकत का है अब बताओ का तू ढूंढे आस ये लागत तरपत का है राखो रे सबर मनवा प्यारे मनवा तोरा भटकत का है अब बताओ आस ये लागत तरपत का है राखो रे सबर मनवा प्यारे मनवा तोरा भटकत का है भटकत का है भटकत का है। We can talk about the next song. Right. Is the sound level everything out fine outside? I think there are more people joining us, so in case you want to find more place, please come.
The next piece that we are going to perform is it's called Tarana in Indian classical style, which is a fast rhythmic composition of the syllables played on the drums. It is a duet performance by Zhang and me, Tarana in Bhairagi Bhaira.
下一首是Kirana Karana 传统的音乐，然后也是北印度的一个传统音乐，然后这是翁卡老师和我一块儿来演出这个，然后是 Bairagi Bairag， 这是一个在早晨演的一个 raga。
Dhena dhena tadani dhena dhena tadani dhena dhena tadani dhena dhena tadani na der der dani tum der der dani na der der dani tum der der dani de na tadani de na tadani na der der dani tum der der dani na der der dani tum der der dani de na tadani de na tadani de na tadani dani tadani de na da re da ni da da re da ni da re da ni da da re da ni da re da ni da da re da ni da re da ni da da re da ni da re da ni da da re da ni da re da
before we go to the next song, I would just like to mention that these two artists, there was a song, a composition, but a lot of things that they were doing was spontaneous and improvised here. That's why even us as artists sitting on stage were appreciating it then and there. Because there's a little bit of an unpredictability about it.
他想补充一下，虽然说他们熟悉这个 raga， 他们也熟悉这两位音乐家，也知道这次的创作，但是因为这个演唱当中包含了大量的即兴，所以对于同在一个舞台上的宾主工作者来讲，也是非常新鲜的一次体验。
And the next song that we are daring to present is a song that we learned, Rutuja and I learned from our dear friend Zalai. And she taught this song to us in both in the language Kazakh and Chinese, and the translation of the same in Chinese.
这是者来一位中国的演唱家教会宾主和鲁土家一首哈萨克的歌，叫《燕子》，是哈萨克语歌。
All my
바깥 속에서亲爱的，听我对你说说，叶子啊，叶子啊，叶子啊，叶子啊，听我唱给我心爱的叶子啊。亲爱的，听我对你说说，叶子啊，爱好美貌弯弯年轻人，脖子圆圆，头发长。是我心爱的叶子啊，爱好美貌弯弯年轻人，脖子圆圆，头发长。是我心爱的叶子啊，叶子啊，叶子啊，叶子啊，叶子啊。
How is that Chinese?
Did you catch any of that? It's a different sound. Our tongue still doesn't know how to make that sound. The next song that all four of us are going to present is in a rag called Saraswati. And Saraswati is the name of the goddess of wisdom. And it is one of Zen's favorite goddess. So.
下一个是 Radha Saraswati。Saraswati 是印度教和佛教都有的一位女神，她是文化艺术语言的女神，她叫那个在中国佛教里面叫辩才天女啊。然后这一支 Raga 就是以她的名字来命名的，也是我非常喜欢的一支，所以我就在印度的时候就跟求他们几位老师教我，所以现在为大家演这一支 Raga Saraswati。
जाने जाने रे तोरे मान की जाने जाने रे तोरे मान की जाने जाने रे तोरे मान की बतिया हमारे लोगन ब्रिज के बतिया हमारे लोगन ब्रिज के जाने जाने रे तोरे मान की जाने जाने रे तोरे मान की जाने जाने रे तोरे मन की जाने जाने रे जाने 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 तोरे मन की बतिया हमारी लोगन ब्रिज के जाने जाने रे तोरे मन की जाने जाने रे तोरे मन की जाने 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 रे तोरे मन नित उठ आस लगावत हो नित उठ आस लगावत हो नित उठ आस लगावत हो नित उठ आस लगावत नित उठ आस लगावत हो नित उठ आस लगावत हो नित उठ आस लगावत हो छिन छिन वेणु बाजत सुधरा रहे लोगन भिज के सुधरा रहे लोगन भिज के जाने जाने रे तोरे मन के जाने जाने रे तोरे मन के बतिया हमारे लोगन भिज के बतिया हमारे लोगन भिज के जाने जाने रे जाने जाने रे जाने जाने रे तोरे मन की Thank you.
We're now going to perform for you two compositions that you will find a little strange, I think. Is there anyone here who knows Cantonese? Wangdangwa? No. Obviously not. Okay. Anyway, so there's one person who will understand. We are working in Hong Kong with a very well-known canto pop writer, Chow Yufai, who also writes for singers on the mainland in Mandarin. He's a well-known poet. We enjoy working with him. He gave them. We have been working for 3 years. So yeah, on the first occasion that we worked with him 3 years ago, Chow Yufai gave them a Cantonese poem of his, an old poem, and said, "Why don't you sing it in Cantonese, but in Indian style, in Hindustani style?" So they have tried the challenge. We will present you two of those efforts. First by Rutuja and then by Omkar. It's the same song, but presented in two different ragas. The experiment has continued. In the second and third year, they sent the tunes to him, and he wrote new Cantonese poems listening to those tunes. But that's for another occasion. You can wait for the CD. Now we present two different compositions of the same song by these two singers.
香港有一位很有名，大家都知道的粤语的一位词作者，也是诗人周耀辉。他给很多大家很熟悉的像黄亮丽写歌，对吧？但是 是在2-3年前呢，就刚开始合作的时候，周耀辉给了他们一首歌，然后呢是粤语的，然后他们今天会演绎的呢是用 raga 2个不同的印度斯坦的 raga 来演唱这首歌，但是要用粤语的这个词。然后在反过去的一个过程是，他们也有反向的跟周耀辉合作，给了他2个曲，让他为这2个raga 来作词，所以这个成果可能未来会大家在明年出版的 CD 当中可以听到。那我们现在听的是这首粤语歌，大家如果能够猜出是哪一首的话，其实很有名，也是很有名。让他们2位来演绎一下用 raga 版的。
I would also like to add that Cantonese, just like Mandarin, is a tonal language. So, but the languages how we speak in India doesn't have that. So we get the freedom to say each word in different ways, and it will still mean the same. And with Chow Yufai, the poet's permission, we have applied that same technique on his poem. Would you like to tell them that?
就是因为粤语它是有调的嘛，中文也是，普通话也是有调的，粤语调更复杂。对他们来讲呢，所以要克服这个调的，让这个调在这个跟着这个 raga 还能有它原来的那个调词的那个调，从而完成它的一个意思，所以是一个挑战。
So I'm trying to fly through melody.
有換在大地，有換在大地，有換在大地，有換在大地，漸漸在不顧嘅有換在大地，漸漸在不顧嘅那用得實那轉兩定係。那用得實那轉兩定係，研究在邊緣，漸漸得得嘅咩？研究在邊緣，漸漸得得嘅咩？嘅係當天的鮮花會飛，遊玩在大地，漸漸在不顧嘅遊玩在大地。漸漸在不顧嘅那用得實那轉兩定係，那用得實那轉兩定係，研究在邊緣，研究在邊緣，研究在邊緣。
Thank you.
转变谢谢。
So the next composition that we want to present is called, originally called Green Tara, which was Zen's composition. And what you will hear us doing now, we would like to call it Green Tarana. And he composes for the goddess Green Tara, and he shared the tune with us, and we felt that there are possibilities of 3 different ragas coming out of that. So each of us will present our particular interpretation coming out of the tune that Zen created.
下面一支曲子叫《格林多罗》，然后是我去印度之前写的。我自认为去印度之前写的还挺印度的，但没想到拿到印度以后，发现跟他们哪支 raga 都对不上。其实我用的是中国的雅乐音阶写的，所以他们就听了这些曲子以后，觉得是像3支他们的 raga， 所以他们3位分别会用3支不同的 raga 来演这支曲子，然后而我的即兴会跟着他们3个而变化，然后呢也会在在那个音乐基础上，然后做一个即兴，就是音乐是中国自己的调式，所以请欣赏格林多罗。
tom ta da re da ni da re tom ta da re na 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 tom ta da re da ni da re na tom ta da re da ni da re na da re na tom ta da re da ni da re na tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni de re na
tom ta da re tom ta da re da ni tom ta da re da ni tom ta da re tom ta da re da ni da tom ta da re da ni da ni ta na na de re na ta na na de re na da ni tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na ta na 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 de re na da tom ta da re da ni tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni de re na
ta da re da ni ta da re da ni de re ta na de re na da de re na ta da 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 ni da da ta de re na ta de re na da ni
tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni dim de re na na ta na no ta na na ya la li ya no na ta na no ta na na ta re da ni ta na 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 no na ta na no ta na na ya la li ya no na ta na no ta na na ta re da ni ta na 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 no tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni bim de re na tom ta da re da ni ta na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni bim de re na
tom ta da re da ni tom ta da re da ni tom ta da re da ni
re tom ta da re da ni da na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni dim dim de re na tom ta da re da ni da na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni da na 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 de re na tom ta da re da ni da na 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 de re na
谢谢。
2 years ago, when this project SAATH-SAATH started, we had the chance to interact with a few Kunchu opera artists, and they tried teaching us a bit of a piece from their opera. And again, we are trying to sing it in our raga, Bhairavi.
那个2年前，他们跟上海昆剧团的李安有合作，李安教他们一首《琵琶记》里面的一个折子戏，然后他们就把这个折子戏的那个词，就谱了曲，就是用 raga， 这是这个印度传统的叫 Bhairavi， 这支非常浪漫的 raga， 然后谱的就是唱这个昆曲的词，所以呢，就是大家可以欣赏到印度版的昆曲。
And in the previous composition, I think we got a little adventurous, and Omkar there suddenly started throwing new rags at us, and we had to immediately develop it then and there and present. So that was what was the conversation that was going on in between. Nobody's translating.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. No, I was hoping somebody would translate. Then?
Okay. In the last piece, I was asking them to sing different melodies, different ragas. Spontaneously, they responded to me. This was not the original piece, but we brought in more elements because a wonderful audience here. So, a lot of energy, so we thought we should explore more. And both these fantastic musicians, they sang what they had not sung so far. This is a new attempt by them. In the last piece,
the previous one.
刚才解释说
Green Tara.
那首 Green Tara 包括我也听过好多次现场了，但这次现场是完全新的，是因为欧卡向他们提出了一个新的即兴的一个邀请，所以他们应对欧卡的这个邀请是现场发挥的。我们有录下2个，刚才大家听到了后面那个觉得那个 raga 的部分。
Yeah, she had a question. Sorry, what? Yes, we have a specific set of rules for every raga. We have specific number of notes in every raga. We have very specific do's and don'ts in a raga. So keeping all that in mind, we improvise. Yeah.
这个 raga 的特性就是他们有一定的规则，但是他们每次的演绎都是即兴的。
Oh, we were told that it's the context, the scene of this song is that there's a government official. Genuine has it. He's sitting under a tree by a pond, and he's missing his family, and he's playing the zither, and
He wants to go back.
yeah, he's missing them.
Home, I meant.
Yeah, we could start and you found it? Yes, then please tell them.
对，这段我讲一下哈。强对南熏，奏于弦，只觉指下余音不似前。那些个流水共高山，只见满眼风波恶，似离别当年淮水仙。
谢谢。
If you want to hear more of the singing, please come to Shanghai on Friday. Power Station of Art, Cheney Motion.
晚上还有
They're happy to answer any questions you might
如
have.
果大家也还有其他的问题的话，其实也欢迎互动。其实他们一般演出的时候，观众就是要看得见的，所以他们特地前面还调亮了自己的灯光，因为这边没有专门对观众的灯光，但是在印度他们一般的传统里面，观众是非常要交流的，所以他们的很多即兴也是因为观众的反应。某一个场景当中观众的反应，所以他们会有即兴的反馈。So any questions or
So which means the raga is a kind of interactive way to communicate with audience. So I would like to know which kind of interaction, which kind of communication that you usually have with the audience.
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So raga is not just for that, and there are a lot of things that decides how the communication happens, and it also depends on the journey of the individual artist and where they are in terms of how well they have understood the raga. And somehow it's a lifelong process with each raga. It's like getting to know a person. So every raga becomes like a character or a person. And the more the artist is familiar with this person, he's able to present this person or this moodscape, this emotional scape, and share that experience with the listener. And the invitation is always about the artist going deeper into that exploration and somewhere inviting the audience and the listeners to come along in that.
每一个 raga 都是带着这个音乐家他自身经验的一次旅程，有时候是一个终生的旅程。在这个旅程当中的某个时刻，他会在音乐演出的时候和观众，对观众发出邀请，然后观众加入到他的那个旅程当中。可是这是非常个人的。
It's a bit abstract, but I think that's.
听上去有点抽象。
我问一下张毅，因为张毅也有弹那个西塔琴，所以他怎样把那个传统根植到这个琵琶上？
其实西塔琴跟琵琶一点关系都没有，因为第一个两个乐器的构造不一样，西塔琴的余音很长，琵琶的余音很短，所以一般来说西塔琴一个品可以拉一个音阶出来。然后我这一个品只能拉3度，就是哆来咪只能拉3个音，最多到发已经不得了了，所以我后来就是果断放弃学西塔琴，因为觉得不是我觉得是没有办法在琵琶上用的，因为西塔琴那么弹法我是没有办法弹的，所以后来就决定学了声乐。其实我在西塔琴之前先学声乐的，就因为那个老师他是以前在宝莱坞唱电影歌的那个歌手。然后每次我到了家去上课，他因为是宝莱坞的音乐，大家中国人都比较习惯是宝莱坞的音乐嘛。那宝莱坞音乐和他们这个古典音乐是不同的，宝莱坞音乐有点像流行音乐，但是那个女生也学过点这个古典，所以她每次教我呢，教了我好多个歌，我都会唱，但我就一直没搞清楚节奏。这个节奏就很有意思。我第一次去上课，他跟我说加国母喊就是要再反拍进来。我第2个礼拜去回课，我已经练完了，从反拍进去，他跟我说不对，要从正拍进来。然后第3次他说要从后半拍进来，我就一直没搞清楚这个到底是怎么回事儿。后来就是因为这个SAATH-SAATH的这个 program， 然后遇到这3位艺术家，尤其是翁卡，后来我去了班戈尔跟他上课的时候就把我以前学的所有印度音乐都梳理了一遍以后就发现说，其实他们人声跟乐器是一回事儿，就是他们把人声当乐器来用。大家听到很多很多各种它其实里面是有音符的，都有这种16分音符，不是随意的抖动，不是我们就是那种抖音那种感觉，不是，它是要把所有的音都是唱得非常准。然后移植到琵琶上来以后呢，我觉得人声跟琵琶就更接近一点。所以就传统的话呢，其实中国里面有很多的这种推拉弦，对吧？大家唱《浏阳河》知道，你要是嗦拉哆啦嗦咪嗦咪瑞，然后这个也可以不难听，但是我们中国人唱的浏阳河会拐弯的，那一拐弯以后呢，就跟他们很像，这在琵琶里面本来就有的，所以我就就是学他们如何在这些音上装饰的更好听一点，然后再在琵琶上调整一下，就是这么一个结合的。
You should tell us what you told her later.
Thank you for your concert very much. It was beautiful. And I'd like to ask you, sometimes when ladies were singing, Mr. Omkarnath was quietly saying something, so I was just wondering, what was that?
Thank you. for noticing that. In Indian classical music, even on stage while we are performing, if somebody is performing very beautifully, we appreciate right then and there. So I was all in admiration of what they were doing. Somehow in Western music, this is not a practice. On stage, nobody responds or appreciates another artist. But in Indian classical music, it's quite open, and it's a custom to, if somebody is doing so. We believe that, on stage, if somebody encourages you or appreciates you, that adds into the energy, and you go further and do better. So that's what continuously I was appreciating their beautiful music. Yeah.
他们在舞台上，音乐家之间是会及时的反应的，尤其是唱得好的时候，这样可以增加彼此的能量，会影响到后面的那个演出。
So that is something you might find even in a regular Indian concert with the Indian audience. They are also quite vocal about their appreciation even in the middle of the concert. So at that moment, if something moves them, they'll say, or wah, oh, ah, something. So you'll keep hearing that.
In fact, just adding to what Bindu says, there is a slight difference in appreciating Hindustani, North Indian classical music, and slight difference in appreciating the South Indian classical music. As she was saying, in South Indian music, if something is very good, they say. So when I was singing in South India, I sang something and somebody did this, and then I was looking around, what happened? Because we are not used to that kind of appreciation. In Hindustani or in the North Indian style, they say, aha, wah. So this is the way they appreciate. So if somebody says, so I was thinking, oh my God, did I make a mistake or something?
Because it's also a sound that is often heard. It's a sound of disapproval too. It's like, no, it's even that. So.
Well, in Indian classical music context, it's an appreciation. So please remember that. Yeah.
It means one is very touched. It's like, oh, like that.
I think it's a beautiful tradition.
I guess we don't disagree with that. Yeah.
南印和北印的观众和艺术家在互动的时候的那种赞赏的拟声词也不一样。他们刚刚就在说这个事情。但总之是观众来表达自己感觉到的那些东西，要及时的反馈给音乐家。
我想问一个特别蠢的问题，就是在印度，像你们这种传统的这个模式，现在是一个什么样的形式在跟印度的这个群众来交流的？我想知道。
So she has a very basic question: how the Hindustani music or the traditional music in India as a whole passed on and appreciated, performed to the general public today.
Okay, so the classical music is quite vibrant and popular as much as the other kinds of popular music. I think India just loves music, all kinds of music. Everything has music, and we appreciate all kinds of music, but the training, the tutelage of the classical tradition is very alive, and how it's learned is from a master to the student. That's how it's passed on. Of course, there are universities giving degrees, but the tradition of learning from a master is still followed, and lots of small to large concerts keep happening all through the year, everywhere, and the listeners also sort of develop a kind of taste to listen to it and go with the flow. Sorry? And nowadays with the digital media and the internet, a lot of the music has gone online also, and a lot of music lessons are also given online.
因为印度人很喜欢音乐，而且他们对于自己的传统音乐呢，就像其他的各种音乐一样的喜欢，所以那个受众是通过很多的大大小小的日常性的演出， 就像这样的 live house 或者各种尺度的，在日常的听音乐，还有很多的音乐节。另外就是关于传承，他们当然有艺术学院或者是音乐学院有相关的文凭，但是更多的还是跟着大师学，跟着老师学，而且一般是口传心授的这样子的直接的教学。另外就是现在也有很多是网上的教学和网上的传播，很多音乐都是包括古典音乐都是在网上可以听到的，所以他们的整个这个传统音乐，印度传统音乐的这个生态是非常的活跃，从听，而且观众也被训练的很会听，然后又有很多人年轻人去学。前2天说好像孟买就有1万个年轻人在学传统音乐，是这样子的一个热潮。
I would like to add 2 things to it. Is that broadly we can say that there is the film music, and then there's the classical music, and there's a lot of regional folk music, and it keeps varying from region to region. And each of this listening can be spontaneous, or sometimes it's a very developed taste.
Maybe the audience can listen to different music.
Yes, but at the same time it's like there's a sense of preference, not that everybody likes all the music, so it's each one developing a taste for any of these.
因为就是印度本身的民族性的音乐也有很多，有他们的传统的古典音乐刚刚听到的，然后有刚才张毅也提到的宝莱坞或者整个极其发达的电影工业里面充斥着的音乐和新的曲子、流行音乐。另外还有就是很区域特殊的民间音乐，民间的这些每一个人都会有非常多的选择，之后他们听了很多，然后会发展出自己的一个偏好。所以这是印度的大众的听众的一般的一个路径。那还有其他？
我问个那个比较文化性质的问题啊，因为说印度这个概念很大，印度内部的差异也是极大的。那么我想问一下，就是他们做的这个音乐，大概是就是印度哪一个？当然说了印度斯坦嘛，对吧？北面的，但是北面有没有再具体一点？这是第一个问题。第二个就是可不可以问问这几位艺术家，他们自己的背景，这个文化背景是怎么样的？是来自差不多的地方，还是怎么样？谢谢。
So 2 questions. Because we know India is big and diversified. So when you talk about North Indian tradition like Hindustani, which part of India North are we talking about? So this is about what's the meaning of Hindustani music and its relations to different regions. And second, you might also come from different part of India. So would you like to share also your personal life history and your connection to your own music practice?
Okay, I guess maybe Teju can respond to the first part.
I myself am a scholar of how Hindustani music came into modern times and became part of the modern world. And to give you a very short answer, please, I have a new book coming out in 2 months, and I hope it will come in Chinese also. So I expect that you will read the book to get more information about this. It's called Musicophilia in Mumbai. Mumbai is Bombay city, which is very big city in India, and it was historically also very important in the colonial society. Just to give you a very quick history, the idea that there is North Indian music and South Indian music is a very modern idea. There was only music. There was like general music everywhere in India. And with the emergence of a particular national idea of music, which happens when it happens at a time in colonial society in the 19th century. You know that we were colonized by the British for nearly 200 years. And at a time when we had a newly emergent urban middle class, and they were getting interested in saying that we want to struggle for the freedom and create a new nation called India, which is also a new name, India, right? It's very modern. At the time, in the early 20th century, as a response to this idea that Western civilization was supposed to be so great, Indians in the freedom struggle were saying that we also have a great and glorious civilization. And one way that we can represent this is to say that we have a national music, we have a national dance, we have a national culture, etc. Right? So the idea that certain things get picked up and get nationalized was again a very new idea. It has happened in the early 20th century. Many scholars were involved, many nationalist leaders were involved, many musicians also were involved in this project of creating this idea of a national music. And as we became independent, and as the All India Radio emerged, the radio became a very important platform for communicating this idea of a national music. They also dedicated time to two distinct forms of classical music, as they called it. You know that in India, we don't call Indian music traditional, as you would do in Chinese. We call it classical. It is because it's the response to a particular colonial idea that there's Western music that's classical, so there's Indian music that's classical also. So the idea that is classical, again, is an extremely new and modern idea. Particular kind of music came to be called classical, because we say this is something that has a long tradition and we can show that it's there and means older than the Western traditions in some way. So you see that it's a particular historical moment in which ideas of the national emerge, ideas of Hindustani music, ideas of Carnatic music also emerge at that time. Right? But these are young contemporary practitioners who take for granted there is something called Hindustani music and Carnatic music. Not a problem. None of them are from North India, but they're singing North Indian music because this has become national music. Everyone sings it, and anyone can learn it. So I think that they have their individual journeys towards that, which they can talk about. You want to quickly summarize?
就我简单概述一下，这个跟印度去殖独立时候遭受到的一种反抗的需要，论述上的需要很有关系。之前其实没有什么印度斯坦音乐或者是南印、北印音乐传统的风格，有了这样的一种叫做民族音乐的东西，和作为我们传统的和西方一样，也有我们自己的古典和我们的骄傲的一个传统的这样一个论述的需要，是跟19世纪末20世纪初印度民族主义者希望国家能够去殖民，然后从英国独立出来的很多诸多的这样的一个论述相关的。所以其实孟买这个城市的兴起，也是伴随着莫卧儿王朝衰落之后王室的印度。莫卧儿王朝主要是在北印度地区，所以那个王室的音乐家出来进入都市文化，并且开始在民间传承和找到他的新的听众，这样一个历史时刻，以及民族主义者对印度独立的这样一个论述是相关系的。所以今天我们当然年轻一代的乐迷，印度的乐迷会认为北印传统、南印传统这些风格是理所当然的，因为在他们接触到这个音乐的时候，它已经被这样的分割和论述了。但是事实上，这是一个非常晚近的一种建构。那至于他们每一位，其实台上的3位没有一位是来自北印度的。如果我们以对，其实孟买也不是北印度，是西面。然后他们会介绍一下。他们为什么会但是你看，他们已经其中有2位是在唱所谓 Hindustani 的那个音乐，所以他们现在介绍一下自己的。
Also, I would like to add, as practitioners and people, musicians who have been learning, I will add my opinion or my thoughts, and then they will. So, as much as Teju said, it's an idea of naming it as Hindustani and Carnatic. When we look at a development of a certain form of music that is practiced and passed on, and like I said, it's a lineage. You usually learn it because you're in the family, or you go to a master to learn it, and that's how it is passed on. And so it's very local also sometimes, unless the musician is traveling somewhere else and picking up another influence, that particular form is deepening in a particular region. So even that way, as just musicians and artists who sometimes know that this kind of style is being sung by people from up north, and this is the kind of style and language that is being sung by developed and sung in the southern region. So even the northern southern region did exist as styles before even the colonialists had a look at it, because there is the famous Muthuswami Dikshitar who lived more than 300 years ago, 350 years ago, and he was a veena player, so he developed a particular style of vocalization which we sing through his compositions, which is very south. But we also know that at some point he went to a place like Banaras, spent time with the musicians there, picked up influences there, tried to bring it into his style. And we learn it as, we understand it when we sing that, oh, his approach is different from another person who I sing, who is pre-Muthuswami Dikshitar, who is 400 years before him. And I still sing certain compositions of his. And sometimes we sing songs which date back to 600 years before, or poetry. And so there is a particular kind of a development which also happens in a very regional way because of language and the influences within. And sometimes it broadens and then it's absorbed. Maybe all these influences are spreading more easily in the last 100 years or so. But before that, it was deeper, yet there was interaction.
即便在那个殖民之前，事实上北印和南印也有风格上的区别，因为每一种音乐它因为传授的关系，那除非那个音乐家自己长途的旅行跋涉，把一个音乐带到了很远的地方，但一般它的传授还是很具有在地性的，所以它会有一个区域性的特色。另外就是即便如此，在很早以前，就是几百年前的北印和南印之间，仍然有很重要的音乐交流，而且这个音乐交流会有很重要的影响，对于各自音乐风格的影响。他举了一个例子，就是一个南印的非常重要的一位音乐家，他现在也唱他做的一些曲子。虽然他是一个对于南印的一个特色确立的一位重要的音乐家，可是他也曾经去过北印，去瓦拉纳西，而且他把跟北印度那边音乐家的那个交流是带到了南印度，通过他的作曲和传授。所以即便这样子呢，就是每一个音乐他在自己传承的时候，他自己也会收缩，那他跟其他的音乐也会在这个收缩的过程伸缩、膨胀和简约或者说在地性的这过程当中，它一直在运动。
So I am from South India. I'm from a place called Tamil Nadu.
他来自泰米尔纳德邦。
And I learned, I'm born into a family where they sing Carnatic music.
他家族是唱南印度的卡纳蒂卡音乐。
And much later, when I was 24, I really wanted to learn the Hindustani classical style, and hence I started pursuing that.
但是，一直到24岁，他形容24岁是非常晚的时候，因为他们从小听，对从小学的人来讲，24岁已经很晚了。所以他说，他到24岁这么晚才开始自己很想学北印的音乐，这是他自己在重新学的一些额外的师承。
And currently, I think what excites me a lot about the music that I kind of am trying to explore is how it keeps moving from the form and the formless.
然后这个也促进他重新来想这个形式的问题，有一种形式和一种去形式之间的一个关系。
I started my musical journey when I was 5, and I got to learn from a very senior guru from the Jaipur tradition for more than 12 years, and I am continuing my training in the same tradition, and the journey has been very evolving, I must say. And one more thing I would like to add today, while interacting with so many different audiences across the globe because of this project, I feel that music has no barriers and it can just reach because it's more about the essence is about expressing the feelings, and that's what I am experiencing right now when I am interacting with so many different audiences, and that's what I'm enjoying. Yeah.
You were born and raised in Bombay and still based in
Yes. Yes.
他是来自孟买出生和成长，现在也生活在孟买。他5岁的时候开始是从一位非常有名的北印斋普尔学斋普尔传统的一个印度斯坦音乐家，然后跟着他学了12年。然后他觉得能够面向不同的观众，尤其是通过我们这个计划面向不同的观众，对他来讲是一个很大的收获。但是斋普尔不是在孟买这个范畴的，他是在拉加斯坦另外一个邦，然后又更北和更靠中部那个地方。所以他虽然在孟买，可是他是跟着那样子为北方的老师学。
Journey. Oh.
You don't know where you were born.
Well, I was born in Mysore. I started learning at the age of 4. My father is my first teacher, and he still continues to be. I'm 34 years old now, and I've been a student of music for the last 30 years. And being a student of music is the most beautiful thing for me. And I hope I'll continue to be a student of music for the next, hopefully 30-40 years from now.
他是出生在麦索尔，然后卡纳达那个邦，然后他现在在班加罗尔，也是卡纳达，然后他的父亲是他4岁开始，他是到现在34岁的音乐老师，所以他父亲就是一个音乐家，但他也其实有其他的老师。张毅，你要不要演讲一下？
我问的是3位，他们知道我从哪里。
好，那就非常感谢今天大家晚上那么晚过来听这场，也跟这个 live house 平常的音乐可能有一些差异的音乐会，也欢迎大家在关注我们的项目。事实上，除了周5晚上在 PSA 有一场演出之外，周6的下午，泰柱老师有一本新书的发布，他也会讲很多。他刚刚我还没翻译的，就是他有一本新书是2个月之后马上要出来，叫音乐热。就是讲的是在19世纪末20世纪初，整个孟买这座城市随着它在经济上和政治上的崛起，它如何和古典音乐、印度斯坦音乐在今天的成型，两者互相结合，然后整个一个现代化过程当中的社会上的那个印度的城市人群，怎么会开始对古典音乐产生这样大的狂热和痴迷？它有一个论述的框架。那本书是2个月以后会出英文版，也希望未来能够出中文版。但他周6下午发布的那本书是他此前更早的一些写作的文集。那大家也可以关心我们西田中普的微信，了解更多我们的活动。我也想借这个机会再次感谢音乐家，感谢 Tejaswini 老师以及 Loopy 的所有的朋友，让这次这个活动能够在杭州落地，也很不容易，也做了各种准备和审批。谢谢所有人，谢谢。
I would like to just share, I think on behalf of all 4 of us, because that's the sense I get sitting here along with them, is that I think we are deeply touched and grateful because of a kind of listening and involvement that they silently bring in. And that's what gave us probably the energy and the encouragement to become quite adventurous spontaneously on stage. So extremely grateful for that. Thank you.
那也非常感谢听众，因为今天是从你们的那个聆听当中，他们获得的灵感和勇气，所以他们的即兴和今天做的很多突破才能够成为可能。谢谢。